On behalf of Alliance for Choice, it is indeed a pleasure for me to address this message of solidarity to you on International Women's Day. A day when women around the world will celebrate our political, economic, social and cultural achievements and continue to highlight our struggle against sexism, misogyny and patriarchy. Indeed, this message should have been delivered by our chairperson, Emma Campbell, but she gave birth to a beautiful baby boy on Sunday called Luca. So the privilege was passed to me, it is mine, and indeed congratulations to Emma and her family. Alliance for Choice is an organisation that campaigns for the fundamental reform of abortion law in Northern Ireland to ensure that it is compliant with human rights standards and that women have access to free, safe and legal abortion. We are made up of women and men who reflect the diverse population of Northern Ireland and who want to see the decriminalisation of abortion, equality and self-determination in the area of sexual and reproductive rights. Our campaign slogan of Trust Women has certainly indeed captured the imaginations of the public, but indeed I have to pay a tribute to the labour and trade union movement who have been so supportive of the work that we've been carrying out in terms of campaigning around abortion. Indeed, abortion has always existed to deal with unwanted pregnancies, and techniques to carry them out are recorded in the oldest of the Egyptian medical texts. The limited access to abortion across our island denies women their full rights as citizens, but also highlights the vested interests of the establishment, who try to reinforce perceived traditional roles of women as fertile, caring, and indeed inevitable mothers, which in effect forces women into reproductive slavery. I am delighted tonight to be joined by two sisters from the Abortion Rights Campaign, Cathy Doherty and Steffi Lord, who had a strike for repeal today with over 7,000 people on the streets in Dublin. So, because we may work in two jurisdictions, but we are sisters together in solidarity. We know that if we bring abortion rights to any part of this island, that all women will benefit. Angela, you noted in race, class and gender, individual choice, safe contraceptive methods, as well as abortion when necessary, is a fundamental prerequisite for the emancipation of women. And we here in Ireland are very, very well aware of this. As women, we recognise that control, regulation and stigmatisation of female fertility, bodies and sexuality is politically and culturally policed on the whole island. Reproductive health and justice are an integral part of the global movement for women's rights and indeed against poverty, and are contained within the global human rights framework. Access to sexual and reproductive health services is crucial to women's health and well-being, and the availability of safe, legal abortion and affordable, reliable contraception is actually really good for women. Being able to decide if and when to have a child, or indeed more children, it improves our educational outcomes, our career prospects, our health, the health of our relationships, the well-being of our children, our wages, and indeed our sex lives. Women benefit tremendously from reproductive freedom, and so does society. Those who suffer the most are working class women who are faced with Sophie's choice, either forced to continue a crisis pregnancy, fined and pay astronomical amounts of money to travel to England or further afield, or face prosecution for buying abortion pills, which are a fraction of the cost on the internet. As activist scholar Loretta Ross said, our ability to control what happens to our bodies is constantly challenged by poverty, racism, environmental degradation, sexism, homophobia and injustice. But today and this evening in this room, I and others, we stand on the shoulders of giants. Women in this room who have been campaigning for abortion rights, civil rights, workers' rights and women's rights, and some of them for nearly 50 years. We are inspired by you. We have learned so much from you and continue to do so, as you bring with you a wealth of knowledge and insight as teachers, as activists, as feminists, as workers. We will continue to challenge the silence and stigma that surrounds abortion through our activism, through our education, our discussion, and indeed protest. And we will not rest until we see free, safe, and legal abortion available on this island. Our struggle continues, and we would now like to present Angela with our campaign slogan, Trust Women. It's a bag.